Hey there guys, John here, and boy have I got a show in store for you today. Let's see if I can even get this started here. It's going to be something completely different, something we've never done before here. And kind of the backstory here is that a little while back, a couple friends here on YouTube, Mike over at Oregon Mike, his channel on YouTube, and David over at Really Big Monkey 1, well, they came up with an idea. I think it was Mike's idea, to send a package over to David. Now David is quite the survival master. Okay, the guy is just a guru at building shelters. You know, he's our resident shelter guy here on YouTube. If you want to know how to build a survival shelter, go see David's channel. But anyway, they came up with the idea where Mike was going to send David a package of unknown contents, and David had to take that package out into the woods and survive the night with only what was in that package. So instead of actually fully explaining that, I'm going to roll a little clip right now and show you what I'm talking about.
Alright, that's enough of that. Oh, I'm fixing to open that thing up. Okay. Alright guys, this is either going to be my best video or my worst video. What this is my buddy Oregon Mike on YouTube, Oregon Mike's channel. He had came up with a challenge. And what he did is he sent me a box, and he said, take the box, put Nick in charge, and go out in the woods and build a shelter and spend the night. So, okay, here's a letter. I'm going to read it. I've done read over it real quick. Make sure I can read it all. Dear Mr. Crazy Shelter Man, here are the rules. You are allowed to bring a canteen of water, a knife, and your appropriate clothes for the forecasted weather. You will also bring this box and, of course, Nick with you. The idea is to see what kind of shelter you can come up with using only the contents of this box and to spend the night using the shelter. There are some items that are labeled with Nick's name. These are for him to go along with his normal stuff that he brings into the woods. Basically, Nick will be living high on the hog while you will be getting by with much less. Some of the items in the package are of high quality. Some are from the dollar store. Others are items that I have found while out in the woods myself and represent scavenged items. There are a few items that are wild cards. May be useful, maybe not. As you know, some ideas have many uses that are obvious. There could even be small items that could be easily lost or overlooked. Inside, you will find a second package labeled Nick's Choice. The idea behind this is if you're having trouble freezing, curl up in the fetal position, Nick has the option of letting you open and use the second package. Make him sweat a little, Nick. Mikey already has. He took my machete away. Okay.
All right, well that looked pretty fun, didn't it? So that's what we're kind of dealing with here. Now, after they did that video, me and David got to talking, and just over the course of our talking, the subject came up. You know, hey, wouldn't it be pretty funny or pretty cool if we turned the tables and had a survival expert send an amateur, or you know, somebody that's not versed in survival, send them a package of what they would send and have the amateur survive the night. Okay, so that's where the conversation got started. Then it kind of progressed to an even uglier level, which was that on that trip, David's son Nick was filming. So the idea came up, you know, like, hey, why don't, you know, we could completely turn the tables and have the father film the son, you know, under this scenario. So that was the conversation. Well, I just happen to have a son that's approximately Nick's age, and so well, he got suckered into this whole deal. So we are actually out here in the woods, and my son is going to have to survive the night with a package that David sent over. We have no idea what's in it, and yeah, so that's what we got. So let me introduce you to my son here, and we'll get the show on the road. Okay guys, well, this is Devin right here. So you want to say hi to everybody, Dev?
Hey.
So he's the one that's going to be up for the challenge, and you can see what he got there.
Big ass box of stuff.
Alright, he's got his surprise package here from David, and he's got to survive the night out here in this. So you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, you think you can handle it?
Hopefully.
Yeah, me too. the scenario that we're in right now is that it's early winter. We actually had a good run of weather that was up in the 60s, and we missed that. The last several days have been raining. We even got some snow, and today, luckily it's sunny, but we're in the low 40s, a little bit of wind, and there might be some rain later, and it's going to be in the low 20s tonight. So that's the situation that poor Devin here has to contend with in this little survival challenge. So what's first on the list, Dev?
Shelter.
Shelter? Well,
Yeah.
you want to see what's in that box, or?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Or we can set the box aside and you can just live off the land.
Alright.
Yeah?
Sounds
So
good.
I get the box in? You don't want nothing in there?
Yeah, I want something in there.
Okay. Alright, well let's open that up and see what we got.
Alright.
Okay, so we're gonna have Devin tear open his box of survival goodies here, see what David sent him. You can see behind me, I'm kind of surviving myself here. Got just a little bit of gear, not too much. Kind of big old pack, got my pads, got my ribs vest here full of goodies. So I'm pretty much going to be roughing it too, just doing the survival thing, just a little bit different. But anyway, I'm just kidding. So you want to turn into that package?
Sure.
See what you got?
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of first off too, there was a couple things that he was allowed to bring, one of which was a small pack and a knife and a canteen with some water in it. So that's what he was allowed to bring of his own, plus his clothes, of course. And I kind of upped the ante on the challenge here. I didn't allow him to bring his own knife. I chose the knife for him. So what do you got for the knife?
I have a big buck knife.
Yeah? He's got the 119 special. That happens to be mine. Actually, he gave it to me, so that's kind of the reason I wanted him to use it on this video. So anyway, tear open that package, see what you got there.
Alright.
So what do you hope's in there?
Tarp, food.
Tarp and food?
Yeah. Basic stuff that I can survive in.
Yeah. What would be the most helpful?
Tarp. I can live without food for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Survive a cold night without anything in your belly?
Yeah.
Alright. What's that, a note?
A letter.
Letter. You want me to read that while you're opening up, or?
Sure.
Alright. Tear in and I'll read off the letter here. We got a little letter here from David, and it's to Devin, so I'll read it as he starts turning into his package here. Hello, Devin. Survival is a test of using what you have with you to live and make it out alive. A true test of skills is using stuff that you did not pack. Preparing and packing could be considered camping. Using unfamiliar items in this package is definitely survival. Remember, your main goal, use as many items as you can to survive. The cans and bottles in here are clean and sanitized. There's food in here, but you will have to figure out how to improvise cooking or fish for food on top of an improvised overnight shelter. Good luck, bro, and make us a video. Really Big Monkey 1. Alright, so you heard the challenge? Are you up for it?
Yeah.
Alright, what do you got?
I got what looks like to be plastic sheet.
Ooh, well there's your tarp right there that you were wishing for. Right on.
No problem making a shelter with that.
Right on, that's gonna come in handy, especially if it rains later.
Yeah.
What else?
I got sacks.
Sacks. Tons of them.
Walmart bags.
Just start stuffing them all in one of them or something real quick. Right on. Any uses for those you could think of?
Probably stuff some leaves in there, make a padding for a bed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. You want your paper?
Yes.
Is that usable? Right.
Usable for a fire starter. I have box of matches with 3 in them.
You got 3 whole matches?
Yes. A thing of steel wool, appears to be like. A long candlestick. A flashlight. Still works.
You got a working flashlight,
Yes.
a candle, and matches? You're kidding me. This is a camping trip.
I thought this was going to be hard. I've got a magnesium flint striker.
Oh, right on.
I got a 9-volt battery with electrical tape.
Any idea what you're going to do with that?
I don't know, I'll probably find something to do with it later.
Yeah.
I have some little dollar store candles and a few empty cans and a Ziploc baggie.
Right on. So you thinking of any useful stuff for any of that? Besides those good old matches, of course.
Probably a small stove.
Yeah?
Stuff on.
Oh, right on. Alright, well, fire shouldn't be a problem.
I've got non-flammable gloves. Touch really hot stuff with without getting burnt. I've got some flexible wires, shoelaces, and rubber band, and a few clothes clamps, whatever you want to call them.
Clothespins?
Yes.
What you got there?
Fishing reel with a bunch of fishing line in it.
You gotta be kidding me. You got a better fishing setup than I brought.
More fishing line. Garbage bag. Roll of duct tape. End of a fishing pole.
Oh.
Emergency poncho. Emergency blanket. I've got a leather belt. Top of a coffee can and a little tin lid. Some rope. 2 empty bottles.
Wow.
Another garbage bag. Thing of tin foil. A grill. I got some plastic silverware. More empty cans. A knife. I got no idea what this is. I've got fishing supplies, sinkers,
You're
bobbers,
kidding me.
hooks, and I have a bag of food. Jerky, top ramen, rice, oatmeal, and hot chocolate. I thought there would be coffee in here.
No coffee? Oh,
No.
This is gonna be harsh survival right here.
And I got a steak
Sweet.
and a box.
In a box.
Oh well.
So do you think you're gonna be able to survive the night with all this?
I know I will.
Yeah. Pretty confident?
Yes.
No fear at all?
No.
No?
This is easy.
Really?
Easy.
Alright. Well, I guess confidence is a good thing, right?
Number one.
Number one?
Yes. Number one key to survival.
What's
Knowledge
that?
and confidence.
Knowledge and confidence? I would have to agree with you on that.
First priority is shelter.
Yeah.
Running low on daylight, so that'll be one of the first things to do. Yes. Second would be fire.
Fire.
Yes.
So find good shelter, good fire. Have you scouted out any locations yet around here that you think would be good for throwing up shelter?
I was thinking maybe right over here, or there's a little dip in the ground. I can make a tilted shelter
Yeah.
Get right in that, make a rock wall, put fire so it'll warm up my shelter and me while I'm laying in it.
So you already got a plan and everything, huh?
Yes.
Right on. Well, sounds like you're ready to rock.
Yep.
So, well, why don't you get your gear loaded up there, and I'll quit messing around with filming and wasting your valuable time here and let you get your shelter set up.
Alright.
Okay.
I'm going to be starting my little fire here with a magnesium flint striker. Gotta shave off the magnesium.
You're not gonna go for the matches first, huh?
Nah.
Is it shaving any off?
Yeah. Get all the magnesium off there.
Having problems?
A little technical difficulty.
What's the problem?
It doesn't want to go. There we go.
You ever used one of these before?
This is first time.
Looks like you're getting some good spark. Looks like you might have to use those matches after all,
huh? A little time consuming here.
Yeah. Bet you wish you had a lighter right now, huh?
Yes.
Guess what?
You got one.
I got two.
Alright.
You want to use it?
No.
Look.
Well, I didn't have enough practice for the magnesium striker, and that didn't quite work out with me. Plus, it was taking too long to gather up all the magnesium, so I'm going to try this little bit of steel wool and this 9-volt battery. It's kind of difficult. Oh, I lost my steel wool.
Uh-oh. Still pretty confident here?
Yes, I'm still confident.
Okay. Sun's going down. That looks promising.
There we go.
Right on.
I'm reinforcing the corners of my emergency blanket.
What?
And if I remember, gonna poke a hole in the corner. Probably take these 2 shoelaces left, tie it around here, tie it around my structure, and
Okay, well, since we're losing daylight here real quick and Devin's still working on his shelter, I'm gonna be a nice guy and make him up some dinner here. So he's got Mr. David to thank for having a meal tonight, because he doesn't got time to go fishing. So if it wasn't for this, he wouldn't be eating. So we're gonna make him up a little gourmet meal out of what David sent, some jerky and ramen. So hopefully that'll get him through the night. Get this set on the fire. Some jerky in there to get softening up. Aren't you so lucky you got such a cool dad?
Yep.
That's what I thought. I'm not cool enough to share my dinner though. I got the good stuff.
What dinner?
Oh, let's see. I don't know. I'm gonna be having some rice with broccoli and cheese, and maybe some mashed potatoes, a hot cup of coffee, and I think I'll have a nice chocolate Cliff Bar for dessert. How's that sound?
That's not a manly meal there.
Yeah? You gotta go with the ramen?
Yes.
Okay. I'll buy that. Well, Devin's gonna be kind enough to wait to eat for me. So that's good. Yeah. About got your shelter done?
Kinda. Trying to figure out what to do.
Oh yeah. That's gonna be tasty. Yeah, he's back to working on the shelter here, waiting for me to get my dinner ready. Sit down and eat. That's hot. Well, winter's just about upon us here, and you can see the geese are flying and starting to migrate around. So winter's definitely here. It's feeling like it. It's about at the freezing point right now. So, but anyway, it's been a pretty fun evening so far. But speaking of those geese, little known fact about those, I don't know if some of you guys know this or not, but you guys ever noticed how those birds fly in a V the way they do? Well, have you ever noticed how one side of the V is generally longer than the other side? Do you know why that is? There's more birds on that side. Sorry, that was a bad one. Anyway, Devin thought it was funny, so that's good. But anyway, like I said, it's getting cold out here, and even the birds are hightailing it out. And it's about full dark now, and it's getting really cold quick. Devin's trying to make some mods to his shelter here. He's got a nice little fire going. He's going to shore that up, put a a little bit of a retaining wall behind it, he says. I guess his hope is to reflect a lot of that heat back into the shelter and off of that mylar blanket and back down onto him, kind of, you know, create a just a reflection type effect there with the heat. And right now he's making use of one of the garbage bags to create sides on the lean-to there, so he's not getting breezes taking away that heat. And I guess his hope is that he's going to you know, be able to, just like I said, get that warmth in there and get it reflected down on him and stay warm. I don't think he's quite got what he's going to do for his ground cover yet. Have you got that figured out yet, Dev?
Not yet.
Not yet. That ground is damp. It's several days before today. It rained for 3 or 4 days. We even got some snow, and yeah, pretty good snowstorm. So everything is just soaked. The ground is soaked, and it's going to be cold. So my concern is if he doesn't figure out a method of keeping underneath him warm, that he's going to be in a little bit of hurting here. Of course, I don't have that problem. I brought along the big old Kelty inflatable pad and my closed cell foam pad and a 0-degree sleeping bag, so I'm going to be nice and warm. But well, good morning. Actually, it's not quite morning anymore. It's a little bit later in the day. It was kind of a interesting night last night, to say the least. It got really cold last night. Excuse me. I think it got down. The lowest it got was 19 degrees here, so it was pretty cold. In fact, like 20 minutes after the sun went down, we were already starting to get frost and ice on everything. The logs just 5 feet from the fire had ice on them, so it was getting pretty cold. And so what I finally had to make the call last night to abort the mission and return to base camp. Devin was pretty happy with his shelter here, and he wanted to go for it, but it was just too cold, and I called it off. So sorry about that.
Yeah.
Better safe than sorry.
I guess.
We're just out here kind of having some fun, doing some practice more than anything else, just getting out and experiencing stuff, and I guess honing in our skills. You know, I know there's a challenge involved, and Devin, they've got some hunters roaming the woods back here, but anyway, Devin was up for it, and he wanted to, he was gonna do it, but I made the call. It just wasn't worth it to me. Like I said, it was really cold, and the main thing was I was really impressed with his shelter here. First of all, I don't know if you can see in front, I'll actually get a shot of this, but he's got a nice little fire here with a good round rock wall that's reflecting a lot of the heat back to his shelter, which is like a double layered shelter. He's got his plastic homemade tarp up here, and then he's got his mylar blanket right here. And I actually got in this thing, and the heat reflection, I mean, it was toasty, and that was last night when it was really cold out. It was probably in the 20s already by then, and it was okay in there. The main factor in making the call to abort for me was that he didn't have time to prep underneath him, make a pad, or, you know, what was your option? What was your thinking for what you were going to do with that? Stay warm.
Well, I was thinking to dig a trench in there, put some hot coals from the fire, maybe some hot rocks, put them in there, cover them up, have the ground really warm so it'd keep me warm through the night.
Good idea. Yeah, I think that's about the only way. That's what I was thinking. I mean, just laying in there, when I tested it out, your body was warm, but the ground was just freezing and everything's been saturated. There's so much moisture in the ground, in the air, that as the ground started freezing overnight, it really was sapping the heat from you. And since he didn't have time to, you know, we got here not too late in the day yesterday actually, but in survival there's so many tasks that need to be done. And I mean, what did it surprise you?
Yeah.
How long it took to just do like the shelter and the fire?
Yeah. Got so much done in such little time.
But that pretty much ate up all of our, you know, time yesterday. So anyway, like I said, that was I made the call to have him not stay in the shelter last night, even though we wanted to. I think his shelter would have done fine with just the clothes he had and the fire. He would have had to keep that stoked, of course, overnight. But I was worried about that ground. The more it froze last night and that cold would have just it wasn't worth it. So, but I think, like he said, if he had time to you know, dig his trench and maybe put some hot rocks that he was heating up in the fire, or your other idea was to stuff this bag full of leaves, right?
Yeah. It's a big, heavy-duty garbage bag that could have fit a bunch of leaves, big padding for a bed, mattress type of thing. So yeah.
I think that would have been great. Have a little heat under you, and then a little bit of padding from the ground. I think you've been like in
yeah,
loving life.
5-star survival luxury tent here.
Is there anything in particular you wanted to show today?
Well, I took one of my mini Walmart bags that came in the box and stuffed them full of leaves and made a nice little seat for me so I won't have to sit on the cold hard ground.
Yeah. Bad part is you got like, what, 20 of those bags?
Yeah.
I don't have a seat. That's no fair. So couldn't hook a brother up. But anyway, so is there anything you want to do today that you kind of wanted to show?
We could try to go fishing with the fishing pole that we got.
Yeah. I'm gonna fish with my pole. You can fish with the one you got. So, alright, well, we'll see if we can catch us some fish. It's kind of cold. It's really bad conditions for fishing, but we'll give it a shot.
Try our best.
So anyway, so we're gonna have a bite to eat real quick, and probably show you a few more things that Devin wanted to show you, and try to make use of some of that stuff that was in the box, and see what happens. Just have some more fun today.
Double layer it to make sure. Well, there's my mattress. Just a thin layer of soft, dry grass and some leaves, which you can find everywhere. Would have helped really good last night to keep me off the ground since it was really cold. But I was pretty warm under my survival tent there, my shelter, so it would have helped last night pretty good. I would have helped a lot last night.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is it pretty soft?
Yeah. I would have needed another garbage bag for my feet, but I used that for this. I can even feel the heat coming off. It's warm in here.
Yeah.
You want to come in here?
Yeah, I'll check it out in a second. You even got a pillow?
Yeah. Use my seat as a pillow.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
It's really warm in there.
Yeah, I tested it out. When I was laying in here last night, you could feel the heat coming off here really good.
But since we got that rock wall more higher, the heat goes back and it's really warm.
Does it make a difference?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that does. Wow. Oh, dude.
You would have been warm.
You even got a pillow and everything. Oh yeah. Yeah, especially if you would have closed off that end down there, because this
keeps
you can
the
just
warm
feel
in.
the warm air in here. You can kind of feel where, you know, it's kind of escaping.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's toasty warm. Man. That makes all the difference in the world right there. Oh yeah. I'm gonna go to sleep right now. Wake me up later.
It's awesome.
We should go catch some fish or something. So how do you like that knife?
Nice and sharp, and it works good.
Love that knife.
Yeah.
So what are you making there?
Making a fishing pole.
Mm.
I'm gonna duct tape the top of whatever was left of my fishing pole thing. Duct tape it to here. Duct tape the reel somewhere down in here. Make a fishing pole longer. Well, I made a fishing pole with a top of a broken fishing pole and the rear. Got a nice firm sturdy stick to duct tape it on so it won't break while I'm fishing. Now let's go try fishing and see what we get. Well, we came down to the river to scout some fishing, find any good spots to fish, and get some water. Since I had 2 Powerade bottles, I got one at camp and a canteen for clean water, so I'm going to use this one to get dirty water, bring it back to camp, boil it, and I took the wrapper off to make sure this one's dirty, because I don't want to mix the 2 up. Get some water here without getting wet. There's our water. Now we go back to camp and boil out the bacteria that's in it. Well, we just got done scouting out the river to go fishing, but parts of the river are too fast to fish, so we're gonna try to fish a pond that's next to our camp. Got my water, gonna take it back to camp and boil it, and go to the pond and see if we can catch anything with my homemade fishing rod here. Well, while I was walking back to camp, I was looking around and I saw this old bird's nest that wasn't been used in dry tinder. So could have taken that back to camp to start my fire with easy. Wish I would have known about that sooner, but good thing is always keep your eye out, search for anything you can use, bring it back to camp, find good ideas for it. So See, this is just what I was talking about, looking around to see if you can find anything. Found these big wire wrapped around just right over the hill from my camp, so could have came in handy to make my shelter or something like that. Always keep your eye out to find stuff that you can use.
All right, well, we went down to the river to kind of scout it out and to collect some water, and it was just not very fishable in the location that we were at. So instead of wasting time doing that, we knew this little pond was back here right behind camp. Not a real big pond, but anyway, this is probably our best bet at catching some fish. So Devin is rigging up his homemade, partially homemade and partially manufactured fishing pole there that he set up, and he's just getting rigged up for some fishing. Gonna try fishing this little pond, see if he can't catch something for lunch, dinner. Well, there goes your rescue plane, Devin. Looks like you're out for another night. Alright, well, that's about it. We have dark closing in on us here on our second night out. It's been a fun trip, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been nice. It didn't at least for me, it didn't go quite the way I expected. What about you?
Yeah, it didn't go as quite expected as I planned either.
Yeah. But we had some fun. We tried a lot of stuff. Like I said last night, we got here with what, 2-3 hours of daylight?
Yeah.
And just in making shelter and a fire, just the basics, you know, to prepare for the ultra cold night that we had coming up, it took quite a bit of time, huh?
Yeah.
So,
more than I thought it would.
yeah. So we didn't get quite enough time to, you know, get everything set up. Like we showed you, Devin made a really cool mattress in his shelter, which his shelter was really cool for these conditions. It would have worked perfectly. But as the dad, I had to make the call, you know, to play it safe last night. So I don't regret that, do you?
Yeah.
Alright, he regrets it a little. But it wasn't just about the challenge of, you know, if we could do it. It was about learning some stuff. So I learned a lot just from watching you. So did you learn? What did you learn?
I learned what would work, what wouldn't work, stuff I should have done if we had more time. Shelter, I could have improved a lot and would have been able to stay out.
Yeah, what would you improve on your shelter?
I would have made the side walls a little bit longer, keep the heat in from the fire in, bounce off the emergency blanket onto me, that whole thing.
Yeah.
If the rock wall was higher, would have dig the pit under my mattress, put hot rocks, cover them up.
Yeah, I think that was critical last night with the way how cold it got. I mean, the way that fire was reflecting off your shelter like that
Yeah.
was awesome, dude. That was warm, but the ground was the killer.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. I think if you would have had a heat source under you,
I would have made it through the night.
easily. I
Yeah.
think easily. I think you could have anyway, but I didn't want to chance it. I mean, it was just like I said, 5 feet from camp. You got away, and there was already ice on everything after, you know, a half hour after the sun went down. So I made the call, but anyway, it was fun. I had a lot of fun. You had a lot of fun?
I had lots of fun.
Good.
Yeah.
That's what we came out here for. So I want to say thanks, David, for you know, doing this. I don't know. I know you guys had a lot of fun on your trip, and I definitely had fun. I usually, as you guys know that watch my videos, I do a lot of the stuff myself, and so I'm out here filming myself by myself, and it was a lot of fun to have Devin along here just for the companionship. We don't usually film that kind of stuff, So it was really fun making a video together, just bouncing ideas back and forth off each other, and it was a lot easier filming somebody else than trying to film yourself too, and watching him try to get over his camera shyness.
Yeah.
He's usually not quite this reserved, but he did real good.
I thought I did pretty good.
Yeah, you did awesome, dude. So I'm definitely proud of you. You did an awesome job at everything. You did. I didn't help at all, by the way. There was a couple times where we bounced ideas back and forth off each other, but he came up with everything. He did some research prior to the trip, and his shelter for these conditions, I think, was dead on. I don't know that you could have did a lot better than that with the materials and the time that you had. I think that was awesome shelter, dude.
Short period of time, did everything majorly that I needed to do to survive. So
yeah, if your dad wouldn't have been here, you could have made it through the night.
Yeah.
So but anyway, that's about all we got. Like I said, there's a lot of things that we didn't do like they do in the survival shows. We didn't get all the food sources, and we didn't make the ultimate shelter, and we didn't we didn't do all that stuff. It was real. Every bit of this was real. We filmed what we were doing out here, and that's kind of what it was all about. And like I said, I learned a lot, and I know you learned a lot. The magnesium striker was a big one, dude. I thought that was funny because it looks so easy on video and TV.
Damn it, Bear Grylls.
But anyway, guys, we don't really know how to end this video. We wanted to do a cool ending, but yeah, this is about as cool as it gets. Like I said, we had a lot of fun, and so I guess we're gonna just end it. So anyway, like I said, I want to say thank you, David, for bringing this together to allow us the opportunity to get out here and do this. It was really fun for me. So
I had lots of fun. Thanks, David. Had an awesome time. Thanks for all the stuff that you gave me. Helped pretty much a lot. Sorry I didn't use everything, but I did my best, so that's all that matters. Yeah. I had fun, so thank you very much.
Yeah, and like I said, thanks again, David, and thank you for coming out and doing this. It was a lot of fun, and thanks for bearing with all my videotaping. It's kind of a pain, I know, but anyway, it was fun.
Yeah.
So good job. All right.
I had fun.
Yeah, me too. See you guys later.